park will guarantee safety to commercial vehicle owners and will also reduce spending for maintenance after being hit for stopping in wrong places to drop off passengers. For more on that, let's join our reporter, Venice Fraser, who has that story.
The Sierra Leone Public Transportation Authority Park on Lumley Beach Road in Freetown, since established, has been playing a crucial role in formalizing the informal transport sector, ensuring safety and efficiency, and improving overall transportation system. According to the Deputy Minister of Transport and Aviation, Rex Bonafa, before now, commercial vehicles were often hit by other vehicles as they stopped by along the road to collect passengers. He said the park now provides dignity in the transport system.
This government led by His Excellency President Bio Nakumbra. So what we do, we bring in the informal sector, the puda them, the passenger welfare them, the taxi drivers them. We bring them all come together. We form them into a company. That company we call it the Metro Transport Company. When then they run these Waka-Fine buses, we bring them come. They buy shares into that company. So everything where they happen at their corridors, then this will now they're all agreements.
The operators at the park through Slbc have been working with private transport owners to manage the flow of traffic along the route network and empowering drivers and riders to earn more dividends and other tangible benefits.
For many users of this park, the necessity of this park cannot be overemphasized. However, there are some concerns by many who are accessing the park on a daily basis.
Although the park seemed to be a helping hand to the informal sector, but some transport owners, especially tricycle or keke riders, complained over the ticket price, worse facility, and delay at the park in order to collect passengers, among others.
While the car park now all day, maybe for get my some money, it's not easy. Two, they pay for tickets now. All day with the car park, they see no money like how they push. If they push it before you can get the flopping go, boy. If in a highway, as they put the passenger down, so all the passengers they can inside.
If some put they not if you get good back, people are strain. If they don't be the back, they say as far as grown. Let all the drivers then come inside the park. When the driver they all come inside the park, still back the money what they make now for the government.
These are very good tickets. Thanks to the government. Most of we don't give to the country. The transportation business is done somehow easy. You know?
The informal sector had often faced financial hardship over the years due to high maintenance costs. But due to the creation of the Sierra Leone Public Transportation Authority Park, they had recognized the need to formalize the informal sector. Slbc Business News, Dennis Fraser reporting.
Well, that's all we can share in today's edition of Business Updates. I am Moses Conte. Keep watching.
Well, from there, let's see what Entertainment Desk has for us.
Hello and welcome to another exciting entertainment news with me, Abdul Mansari. In this edition of Entertainment News, the University of Sierra Leone Creative and Theatre Group partners with the University of Louisville Department of Theatre Arts on Homecoming. And another is we have Idea releases song or video titled Freetown. And of course we have the Miss World 2025 Homecoming celebration. Now, the University of Sierra Leone Creative and Theatre Group, in collaboration with the University of Louisville Department of Theatre Art, hosted a homecoming theatre performance at the Fwabe College Multipurpose Hall. The event was a blend of culture that showed that African culture can be fused with the Americans. The event serves as a homecoming because for some of the students from Louisville has a Sierra Leonean background, while others came in search of their roots. According to the founder of the University of Sierra Leone Creative and Theatre Arts Group, Dr. Fatou Taki, they are about to introduce a theatre arts course in the university.
So we're working on that. I wouldn't take it easy to say privilege to say I'm parents. For us to have academic strength, because now we don't do it. It's a normal orthodox traditional courses that are done. So all our strengths were here from Krabi.
Into our last segment, Sport Update.
Hello there and welcome to your sporting updates that keeps you in the know. Now, in a bid to promote girls' participation in sports, Climb Salon has organized a one-day session for girls. The headquarters of Climb Salon at Hill Station buzzed with energy as new and established climbers alike gathered to delve into the fundamentals of the sport. At the heart of this vibrant session was a clear and powerful message: the crucial need to promote girls' participation in sport. For many, it was their very first time with the challenging and rewarding world of climbing, and the excitement was palpable. These first-timers were not just learning physical skills, they were discovering new ideas, building confidence, and experiencing the unique ability that comes with scaling new heights. Climb Salon founder Matthew James Toure emphasized the profound essence of the gathering, noting that the aim is to create an inclusive space where everyone feels empowered to explore the benefits of climbing. He added that promoting girls' participation in sports is not just about physical activity, it's about fostering leadership, resilience, and a sense of accomplishment that extends far beyond the climbing wall.
Right, today's session, as we are seeing, a lot of girls are here to enjoy Climb Salon. This is one of the ways we contribute in this country to take girls from the streets to come and be serious and also focus themselves on sporting. We too are here to support the same idea in order to help girls to be fully in sports.
The joy among participants was widespread, manifesting in different forms of excitement as they understand the new techniques and push their perceived limit. Among them was Fatmata Kamara, a first-time climber whose delight was infectious.
This place reminds you of Sierra Leone mountains, hills, and you can see at the background it's about climbing. And Sierra Leone lions used to climb according to the story, the old stories. And so it reminds us of our African culture, that we need to get used to our culture, our heritage.
The initiative by Climb Salon is about breaking down barriers and building a community where girls feel encouraged and empowered to embrace adventure. By creating opportunities like this, Climb Salon is not just developing future climbers, but also instilling invaluable life lessons and championing gender equality in the vibrant landscape of Sierra Leonean sport. The future of climbing in Sierra Leone looks bright, especially with more girls reaching for the top. In the international scene, we flip our attention to basketball. Now, the A Time to Play is an initiative from NBA Africa, and South Africa is a big beneficiary of this lucrative program for women in basketball. The global movement for women in basketball made a significant slam dunk in Pretoria. The A Time to Play initiative, a powerful program dedicated to empowering women within the sport, recently landed in South Africa, creating an electrifying atmosphere for connection, growth, and upliftment. This impactful event, championed by NBA Africa, provided a crucial platform for women across all sectors of basketball, players, coaches, administrators, and fans to converge. It's a testament to the growing recognition of women's vital role in the sport, echoing the spirit of the WNBA and the foundational work of NBA Africa. The program in Pretoria fostered a dynamic environment where participants shared experiences, gained valuable insight, and forged lasting bonds, from skill development to leadership discussions. A Time to Play proved to be a more than just an event. It was a catalyst for positive change and a clear signal that the future of basketball in Africa is undeniably female. This initiative is a powerful reminder that when women are given the space to thrive, they not only elevate themselves, but also the entire community around them. That ends the updates that keeps you in the know. Thank you so much for your time.
Well, from Sport Updates, that's how we'll cut down in this edition of News, but quickly the headlines. Today is World Sickle Cell Day, and Umu Kutumu Bali, a Bachelor of Science in Nursing graduate from Cyprus University, has been raising awareness as founder of the Kutumi Foundation on tackling issues relating to sickle cell. Kush users in the Rosa community have appealed for help to contribute to society's development. And Diana Konomani of the All People's Congress has called on Dr. Samoa Kama to justify his electoral justice movement, which she said undermines the stability of their party and also the state. She made this call during a peace campaign to APC party women in Faraba district. Well, that's all we have time for in this edition of Nusa. Good afternoon.
Life no go ever sweet without
that thing what we call love. Now that make
Love Factor a very good program where any big person can look and enjoy.
Now the kind of program where you for spend time for watch. Now the kind of program where you for spend time for sit down for look.
And this program it made around land for and I wonder you say life.
The Love Factor show is about family, love, counseling,
relationship. We will build and maintain relationship. This is a program. We will counsel you for let you know how for them with your partner. Let you know how for settle disputes between you and your heart to heart.
Well, you don't hear it for yourself.
Join the Love Factor team
every Sunday, 10 p.m.
for help make we all enjoy love and peace.
We are the national broadcaster, and I am Sulaiman Baba Toure, a reporter and presenter at the SLBC. Your voice, my voice.
From the commercial department. Fambul, una good afternoon, and Cabo, Kushe, welcome to the Well Body program when they come to you now, SLBC, we can call Waiting the Doctor Say. Well, the Waiting the Doctor Say program, now program here you will get chance or opportunity for talk directly to the master sabi people on different well body business problem the way they want to. And so you know say well body business, so to one man business and all man business. So now that make SLBC they bring come to this Waiting the Doctor Say program for make we all get opportunity for ask the master sabi people indeed which are waiting at their health condition they are where they want to be. Well, inside today's program, the topic they can talk about now mpox, and we know say mpox don't serious in this country right now. So they can't get for a from the master sabi somebody to inside the studio for stand waiting at mpox and what are we for do for prevent mpox, what are we for do for make no get mpox. So all that thing there, so we get inside this 1 hour program. Well, when they bring the program come to you, Mina Emmanuel Samoa, you go get opportunity for join this program. I send you the text message to the number where you see on your screen, or join me on Facebook at SLBC Live. The program where you watch now, Waiting the Doctor Say on Sierra Leone Broadcasting Corporation, now in Englandville, Freetown. Well, Fambul, as I tell now, today the topic now we call them mpox, and I tell now say we get Master Sabi somebody between at the studio, and the Master Sabi person will get to in the studio okay for 1 month and this mpox business here. So now Dr. Joseph Kamara, the doctor in charge of infectious diseases na Connaught Teaching Hospital. Now Dr. Joseph Kamara, he between at the studio. Good afternoon, Dr. Kamara.
Good afternoon, Emmanuel. Good afternoon, Fambulem, and welcome.
So, for give people where they out there, they watch the confidence for ask question or for listen to HDC. We want for you introduce yourself as somebody who gets Master Sabi infectious disease.
Okay, so my name is Dr. Joseph Kamara, and I work at the infectious disease unit na Connaught Teaching Hospital. Now, I in training right now for become a specialist in that area. So everything we are going to discuss with you now from a place of not only experience but also the exposure, because I also don't work in that unit for the past 5 years. So even the time we've been get COVID, I've been working at that unit. So now from a place of experience and exposure, now I can talk to her.
Okay, so thank you. We know you done there from waiting Dr. Joseph Kamara don't tell me. So now somebody will get experience where can by them infectious disease. As I tell you, I say today the topic what they talk about now mpox. So doctor, firstly, for that common person where they work and treat right now, what they say mpox? What do you mean by mpox?
Okay, thank you, Emmanuel. Now mpox now the disease in name. Yeah. First term they call them monkeypox, but WHO don't change hands more because of stigmatization and all of that. So now the disease in name na mpox. Now mpox na preventable viral disease.
We say viral, what do you mean?
So preventable viral disease. Viral disease simply means say the thing that they cause them na virus. Small too where you don't foresee it with naked eye. So in a sick way they transfer from person to person and also from animal to person, or if you touch. So on side person will get the sick don't touch, or you touch it close where person will get the sick don't wear.
So where would they talk about this mpox? Who say mpox come on? Because people go and know who they are from different. So when they say a monkey get time. So when they say all that thing, but also when pox come on fine because you know so we get some of their animal there they live with.
Okay, so 1958 now been the first time we they discover the virus. The virus named monkeypox virus. Now the first time they discover inside Denmark at some lab, and then discover and some monkey them with them they study in the lab. And then inside 1970 they discovered the first case of mortal man. But studies and they will still suggest say not to say that the monkey itself na the host of the virus, but na them which we call rodents, them like them squirrel or rabbit, na the host, but really in not to something we confirm. Just then they suspect say and then the host for this virus here. So but na monkey, the animal monkey, na the first time discover am, and inside 1970 they find out say it naturally affects mortal man as well.
So Famugo know, in as much as this kind of research here this so, how the mpox they transfer from the monkey to the mortal man? If indeed a monkey gets mpox, because now they first they discover.
Okay, so the sick or the virus they transfer through what we call direct contact. So if you come in direct contact, if you touch, or especially if the bump then they or the fluid where they come off from the animal, or if a person still gets them, if you touch, if you come in direct contact with them things in the virus, they transfer to you and you start to get the sickness.
So mpox, we don't hear so many things but mpox na salon since this sick don't come, so they say this mpox na like chicken pox, because me didn't get chicken pox was small. So now to say mpox and chicken pox are the same thing.
Okay, so mpox and chickenpox, even though there was flu and some name na pox, but not to the same virus. And viral infections, but not to the same virus system. Yeah, and also for family also make you understand, chickenpox, the way they come out and the side the way they come out, is different from what we still don't see how mpox they affect people. Chickenpox not they come on at the palm and the sole of the foot, and also they affects the private part. But we all know say cases that we don't see, we notice say mpox they unbug the private side, they unbug the palm and the sole of the feet, and also the way the bump the entire leg. Then for mpox, them bigger, and then they get like what we call umbilication, like nibble at the center of the swelling. So it's different really, and also you can get the grind can swell for mpox. People where don't get time or we don't expose to, and then grind can swell. But with chickenpox, that kind of thing don't can happen so normal. So it's different.
So doctor, we dey different things them, but how mpox they come off from one person to the other. You know, so one poly tell family really how if I don't get mpox through monkey, how are they able to contact, or somebody will contact mpox from one person to the other?
Okay, so like I say, from animal to mortal man are one way that one. A person can get some from mortal man to mortal man, and primarily now through direct contact.
So when you say direct contact, what do you mean?
So contact mean to say if you, for example, you hug a person, or you get intimate or sexual contact with that person, or you rub skin with that person, especially if the person gets the rash, the bump in the body, and also the fluid where they come out from that person. If you get direct contact from that person, where get the sick, you self can get them. So that's one way, direct contact. Another way, now if person will get the infection, it wear clothes or use towel, or it touch on side, especially if you get fluid or anything, bomb in and then that water they touch that surface, and you say go touch them, you can get them. So through either the person personal items them or surfaces, the person can get them. If you touch that area, you can get them. And another way also person can get them apart from the direct contact. Now through, even though it's not too common, but now through respiratory droplets. What that one mean? Mean to say if person they talk, especially if they close to somebody and impede, come out if for them it touch you, they at risk for get them. The third way also a person can get them. Now if mama we get belly, born get the sick, born in Peking, can pass them to the Peking. Or even when he born them, he gets direct contact, he hold them, he hug them, he can pass the sick to in Peking. So direct contact or through droplets or through contaminated surfaces or clothing, or from mama to Peking.
So from what you explain, so somebody will watch we get critical mindset will say if for say mpox now another form of COVID-19, Because from the way I explain how somebody they get mpox from one person to the other.
Okay, so COVID, we all don't get the experience about COVID. We know say COVID primarily have been through what's called respiratory droplets. Yeah, so now that we did person cough, sneeze, through respiratory droplets or through the air mostly na person they get them. But mpox not to just start with mpox person they get them through, like I say, mommy and daddy business, through direct contact, mommy and daddy business, or even if you touch surface where somebody don't touch. If you hug somebody, we get the rash in our body, or we get the if the rash don't burst the water day in our body, you touch them, you do get them. So it's different really, and even the way they affect people in itself is also different. COVID not cause rash from a person.
So person go the wonder say why somebody get mpox, if we don't touch something this stable, then me when not get I can't touch them, I get mpox. Is it that the virus they wait for it somebody else can't take them?
Exactly. So the virus can be in the fluid way from somebody.
What is the fluid? What do you mean?
Like anything where they come up and the person water, you know, say like sweat, even though not to come but sweat, or for example if the person pit or sexual freedom where person can get really discharge, semen, all that kind of thing. So if they free then they at the surface. The virus can be at the surface for some time, and then if you can't touch that surface, especially if they're not disinfect that area, you can get mpox.
So now we don't talk on that surface. No talk on the mommy and daddy business. Why make somebody forget mpox to mommy and daddy business? Where sometimes the person will tell say, "Oh, that person maybe he will tell say the person only gets the bomb plan in private part." So I will get mpox to the mommy and daddy business.
Okay, so thank you for the question, Emmanuel. So the studies that they don't show say the virus is active at the fluid, whether a vaginal fluid or seminal fluid, person will get the sick. So even if the person not get a rash, but if the virus they inside the system, it can be in vaginal fluid or in semen, and then when we begin my daddy business, of course fluid exchange, and then they can lead to transmission. But also, you know, say way my daddy business can be gone, kissing can take place as well. So saliva as well can exchange. But then some people they go say, okay, well me no kiss, me no, I even wear condom, but I still get it. Now if the person get a rash or the fluid in their body, as long as you come in contact through other ways, them sometimes way you do the way you do the business, you hug the person or he sweats, you know, touch you, you can still get them through the reason. So not to just the direct contact no more between the vagina and the penis you can get them, but other contact them as well can make you get them.
So like we don't talk so say somebody can get them to somebody in pits. And then one thing where you know somebody sit out there but afraid, because naturally human being where you talk, you must get some amount of saliva with the common out your mouth, you know. So why don't they happen where you say somebody did go common out the person? Because we know some other people they say no, now pass the mpox, you don't burst at the person body before another person the church I will get her. Now if they say the person pit safe, you can get her.
Okay, so like explain that side. Now the time where the infectious period, that what I mean to say the time the person get the ability to pass sick to other person, and the time from the time where the person can get symptoms. The symptoms then we will discuss that one later. But the symptoms then can range from fever to the groin making swell, to headache, to body aches, like see the fever like malaria no more times. So from that 10 day to the time where the rash they well completely by the person. So all through that period they in an infectious thing. So even if the rash not obvious by the person yet, but if you don't get symptoms, which sometimes you not go know about. If in fluid touch you, you will get that. It's clear not so. So that infectious window, anytime when you come in contact with a fluid from that person, you will get that.
So let's say a scenario we are in now, if say this person get mpox, he get the bomb in their body, but none of the bomb they not boss it. I go other person, possible for that get mpox.
So like I say, not to just the fluid no more, even the rash itself, when you come in contact with the rash,
yes, you can get mpox. So okay, doc, no begin talk about some of the signs and symptoms of mpox. So what are some of the signs and symptoms of mpox where come somebody like me go to waka, I watch somebody ping and say this, you go miss an mpox he gets.
Okay. So make I just explain to family. So in medicine we say sign and symptoms. Symptoms are waiting the patient or the person they complain about. And the signs and the things in way the doctor or whosoever way they take care of that person, they will see and the person. So let's start with the symptoms the way something person will get. The symptoms them I already don't talk about headache, fever, groin swelling, body pains, body with the heart ulcer, and eventually the rash. Although not all the time some man can get rash, but then the rash after a few days of the fever and the body pains and the headache, the rash can erupt for most people. So now some of the symptoms and the way the person, so the person will see bomb or rash in the body. The rash then can be different side, can be on the private side, can be on the face, can be on the what we call the scalp on top of your head, or even your palm and the soles of your feet. So you can get all inside and in the body. So that are some of the symptoms and way person will get. Now the signs then we sometimes we kind of hospital where we go see where sometimes we will check out, we realize say he get fever. So the body go warm, we say touch him, we check in temperature and body go warm. Then of course we will see the sofute. If the lesion is not burst, we will see the sofute on the person. Then also other things that the way can happen to people who get them, especially when the way the immune system not too strong. They can get what you call skin infections. Then other germs can sit on top of the food they get, and then it can result in serious sickness. Then where it can go to the chest, cause chest problem, can cause brain problem, and it can even lead to death at times.
So doctor, the signs and symptoms we talk about. Somebody else can, when somebody gets signs and symptoms, then that means the person has mpox he gets, because you get somebody in body they arts, in body warm, they get grind. So it means see somebody they arts, somebody begin complaining today. Now what happens once you want to say mpox this person gets.
Oh, Emmanuel. So we all know say then symptoms and the way I don't describe. Other sickness and the way can get them. For example, somebody get malaria, although grind not into this, but fever, headache, can they from malaria. But what we say is if somebody gets them, especially because we're in an outbreak now, important that you advise the person to go to the hospital. And then the only way they make a diagnosis of mpox, not to just based on the signs and symptoms, but then they do what we call the collecting sample, you do a swab, collect the fluid from them, you go test in a lab. And when they see the virus, then they can say this person get mpox. So if somebody they get one body, in body the heart, in grind swell, you for advise that person, they make it go now the nearest health facility. Make them test them. Please make them rule out mpox before you say now that thing the person gets.
So mpox, then signs and symptoms there we don't say. A man and a woman. Now the same way it act, it behave.
Well, what do you mean by like if not the same way it affects man and woman?
Now the same way it affects man and woman, or if you get way how it can behave to man, or way they behave to woman, or you get where they behave to woman, way they behave to man.
So mpox they involve anybody, man, woman, and the way they involve people, it also depend on how the immune system be. Yeah, let me say it's a man and anybody. But for anybody, whether you're a man, you not get any sex differentiation. That means to say, okay, this is a man, I am a woman, and this is a woman, I am a woman. No, he involve man and woman the same way. About everything or the way to the extent to which they involve man or woman will depend on that man or woman, the immune system.
Okay. So doctor, how severe we like when you say somebody in body they want, how severe the one body can turn for example, if you get you get your man or your woman house, how severe the body they warm for this person. So this is necessary. If plan no give Novalgin na house, that won't go to an hospital. Let them go check and let them know if na mpox.
How severe a body go warm? Well, the usually mpox fever, it can fever, like that kind of fever somebody will get where you get malaria. It can high, but it can warm, and then sometimes you go take paracetamol, better. Yeah. But you wouldn't also wait for the timing really. It's okay, this is a high fever or no. What do we get or what do we say to family? If somebody gets fever, body they warm. We all know what person the body they warm. Advice I make you go to hospital. Yeah. No cry for it. I know this is no one better. This is, as long as the person body they warm, and then they get other things same like body they heart or they get grind. Advice I make you go to hospital. Even if na malaria safe, that's until they diagnose. Yeah. Even though most of you can say, well, I get these symptoms, na malaria I get, but it's important that you go and do the test for you confirm whether na malaria I get or not. So one body right now, because of what you get, this virus there around, it's important that you go and do the test.
So and doctor, are there anyone talk say, mpox they come on say so woman they for a special woman, so woman they inside vagina and they come out. Is it true?
Yes, mpox they bug the genitals. What I mean genitals, that means to say the private parts. Man young, woman young, they bug them. The bomb they can come out inside the vagina, outside of the vagina, around the anus, and the face, they can come out inside the mouth, and the eye, all them parts in the palm, and the soul, they come out all the side.
Okay, doctor, before allowing you to rest, when I don't see how the mpox they behave on people, when I don't come in contact with them, first time contact, why don't you describe the picture? Let give people a clear picture of where mpox do hold somebody, how inconvenient or how they make the person they feel fine, how can tell and possible.
So the rash way mpox they cause, they describe them as a painful and itchy rash. So that means to say the person will in pains and will crash plenty. So the case that we don't see, because in a cannot, you want the way they admit and you want the way get severe disease. That means to say the rash they all over the private side, the eye, the mouth, and the one in then of course other centers in there they manage mild cases. So the severe case that we see under, the person will come with painful rash, the scratch, then the rash can don't burst because now fluid can be inside the swelling, them can don't burst and can don't turn so foot. So someone will come and get deep so foot on the private side, other parts in the body, and of course where you get so foot, it's easy for make other jams and can sit on top of that so foot, so fly then go did some so foot and they can even pull to move. So all that
currently when I get a situation
yes, you get patients and way they so foot them don't they pull maggots or tumor like how we can call them pancreas. So now something where especially if your immune system not too strong, it can cause serious damage to the body.
So they so put the way they pull into then they smell as currently way they, because one for the people really I don't for really paint a picture for the people understand the severity of mpox. I can tell it, but somebody will get them.
So the food they smell. I say if you see fly in the pass on side, say na sideway, not good. But then they smell. The food then they smell, and then for really paint a picture, the people can really sick to the point that not able for waka and for do anything for himself. Even for was past and WhatsApp. Even for team up and assistant for making team up. So the sickness is really serious, especially if you so German in your body not get better strength. And most of you don't even know the immune status. We don't know how strong we so German and be. So important that you just prevent yourself before you go find out later and say, this thing don't bad one. But people with the immune system not strong better.
they can bog them bad one because deep so food from them. We fly, they get up and smell, tumbu, like I don't say, all that things they can happen. They can bog all the parts and back, all the openings then are causing body, not to just the private side. The eye can lead to blindness, the mouth.
So mpox they lead to blindness?
Well, if the lesions, if the bomb them in at the eye and then the damage, sometimes they affect the eye. You make you even with the well, the scars them can affect the vision.
So you want to say mpox? Them bomb they see. They appear at the eye.
They come on at the eye. They affect the eye. So the virus like any way fluidly. We all know say the eye fluidly. So any way fluidly the virus is.
Okay. So continue for day with we in Dr. Joseph Kamara, now the doctor in charge of infectious disease units na Cornell Teaching Hospital. You don't they talk to me about this particular mpox business here. So how bad it's like for people then. So Fambul now this Dr. Joseph Kamara don't they talk to me about, and for they be part of the program, you can send a text message to the number where they display on your screen, or you join me on Facebook at SLBC Live. Well, we go for short break, and during this break, we will bring to this short clip about mpox.
Africa's top public health agency has declared an mpox emergency as a new variant moves across Democratic Republic of Congo's borders. The African Centre for Disease Control and Prevention said the viral infection was spreading at an alarming rate. Mpox is transmitted through close contact and causes flu-like symptoms and pus-filled lesions. The new variant of an endemic strain of the virus appears to spread more easily through close contact, particularly among children. Epidemiologist Salim Abdul Karim says the problem may be more severe than thought.
The evidence we have on the number of cases, the number of deaths, they are just the tip of the iceberg. And the reason is that mpox is largely a mild condition. We have limited surveillance. We have limited capacity to do the testing that's required. We have limited capacity to do the contact tracing and the reporting.
The CDC says that over 15,000 cases and 461 mpox-related deaths were reported in Africa this year so far. That's a 160% increase from the same period last year. Mpox has been endemic in parts of Africa for decades after it was first detected in humans in 1970. A milder version spread to over 100 countries in 2022. Largely through sexual contact. It prompted the World Health Organization to declare its highest level public health emergency. The emergency ended 10 months later as the health crisis had come under control.
An mpox outbreak in Africa has prompted a response from world leaders.
Today, the emergency committee met and advised me that in its view, the situation constitutes a public health emergency of international concern.
The WHO says there's an upsurge in the virus in the Democratic Republic of Congo, and cases are rising in other African countries. It says so far this year, the DRC has reported more than 15,000 cases and more than 500 deaths from mpox, formerly known as monkeypox. Mpox can cause flu-like symptoms such as fever, chills, and body aches. But most patients get a rash consisting of painful, itchy pimples or blisters, according to the Centers for Disease Control. Now the WHO's concern is to contain the spread of the virus.
It's clear that a coordinated international response is essential to stop these outbreaks and save lives. A public health emergency of international concern is the highest level of alarm under international health law.
The WHO says it is already in contact with vaccine manufacturers to expedite the production and distribution of vaccines to areas that need them the most. For Inside Edition Digital, I'm Mara Montalbano.
Well, Plenty, thank you. We hope say when I watch that video and don't learn something. Well, the program where you watch now, waiting the doctor say on the Sierra Leone Broadcasting Corporation, and the topic today they talk about mpox. We must sabi somebody who will get to inside the studio. Now, Dr. Joseph Kamara, the doctor in charge of infectious diseases unit corner teaching hospital where they help with for 1 month and this mpox business as well. Doctor, before we come to prevention and other one know first, mpox they kill?
Yes, mpox they kill.
Why mpox they kill? Because at first when they say mpox no they kill, but now they can't hear from you, and you don't see where they put the Minister of Health they put that in say mpox on they kill people now. So why for killing? That in the end everybody made a success and they wonder why for killing they say no they kill.
Okay, so mpox, they cause some what we call complications. Yeah, that means to say they result in certain things in a way can lead to death in people that are really sick. But according to studies them where they don't do, the mortality, that means to say for the person die, they low really. But from real experience and so in case of the sick, most of the people in way then so German they're not better, their immune system not too strong. Then one day they at risk for get serious complications then from the sick. Now, number one complication we can come out now waiting they call pneumonia. If person get this mpox, he can get pneumonia and then they can result in
so if the person get mpox, they can get pneumonia
as a complication.
So what's pneumonia?
So pneumonia now in this we local language they say cold, where infection where they bog the lungs. So the person will strain for blood and then they can result in death. Another complication where can happen now that the person can get what we call overwhelming infection, what we call sepsis. Overwhelming because of the food cell in body and all that thing. This infection can go to the blood. And when you go to the blood, then the cell can make the person die. And also, like I say, the mpox can also affect other openings in the body, where the eye and the mouth. So all of them things and they can result in death.
Okay, so doctor, look now to the prevention. What's everything somebody for do for prevent mpox or they not get mpox?
Okay, so when you talk about prevention, if I make you talk about personal prevention, I think the way you can do, and also for protect yourself, but then also make you talk about other preventive measures, the way you do for protect other people as well. So because now sick really transfer through direct contact, the first advice that you've already reduced contact, direct contact.
When you say reduce contact, what do you mean?
That means to say the hugging, the house or marking them, you go to a club, all that thing in the rub skin, or all that thing in the before reduce them, then can contact them. And then also if you talk to somebody where you suspect say get the sick, important that you reduce the distance between you so that the pit no go by you. So that is some of the things that we can do for reduce the contact. But then also personal hygiene, hand washing, wash your hand anytime, especially when you eat or before you eat and even after you eat, after you use the restroom, and also when you come in contact with somebody where you suspect get the infection. So wash your hand with soap and water, you use hand sanitizer, and all that in ways that we possibly protect himself from.
So doctor, before you come to the other prevention measures, mpox, somebody they get them to mommy and daddy business. Now, they say now people for reduce contact. That means say for do mommy and daddy business for stop for now till the mpox done.
Well, man, I'm not going to say the people and stop for do mommy and daddy business, but for people who get multiple sexual partners, important that you reduce your sexual partners. Somebody will give it now also where like you don't get any fever, you don't get any rash, you don't get nothing. You could suggest say you get mpox. Okay, but somebody you meet where you don't know what if sometimes your body be on the warm all days you don't know, or sometimes you don't get rash or you get grind, you don't know. So the advice is now let people reduce the sexual contact
So what's the other external prevention methods then? Because we don't talk now about the personal. What's the other external prevention?
So another way how you go protect other people then, especially so if you yourself notice that you get bump on your body, or your body get warm, or you get any blind, you get for isolate, or you go to the nearest health facility.
So we say isolate.
That means to say they alone. They say outside and you want green day, you know, outside sometimes whatever you use, you towel or you get spray and you want to use them. And then you report as soon as possible to the nearest health facility so that they will do the test, and if you listen an mpox you get, they can for transfer you go to the treatment center. Yeah, so that's a way we can protect other people because the sick they are more people are different. I'm telling you, the sick go hold you, something I just bump no. But then if somebody else, if you don't protect other person, and then he come in contact with the sickness sometimes can be very severe for another person. So the way we can protect other people now for reduce or isolate with it, especially if we notice some rare symptoms we will discuss. Another way also a person can protect himself and even other people around them now through vaccination. So the vaccine the way they can give, especially to people with at risk or even somebody who don't expose to the virus, so they can give that vaccine. So that is another way for prevent not only the severity of the illness by the person, but also protect other people with their around.
So doctor, one thing I wonder now that from when this mpox come, they come with new regulations and people for begin either use hand sanitizer or wash your hand. How using hand sanitizer and for wash your hand they stop you from getting mpox or from taking mpox or give somebody else?
Okay, so that is a very good question. Like I say, the sick na contact, yeah, and the virus today and fluid where they come out from possibly get them. So if you come in contact with the fluid, immediately you wash your hands. Yeah, you get rid of the virus from your skin or your hand. So when you come in contact with the touch on side, you wash your hand with soap and water, they reduce your chances of getting the infection. Then of course, hand sanitizer, because of most of the hand sanitizer they only advise people for using an alcohol-based hand sanitizer. So when you use one, especially the concentration of the alcohol, okay, it can even kill the virus. So you reduce your chances of getting the infection if you apply your hand sanitizer well.
So doctor, currently as I tell you, pegagine is very expensive. Pass I'm a day. Now salon currently since this mpox come. In fact now some people don't take pegagine as a daily routine. So to forget for the drink every blessed day because in get the knowledge say when you drink pegagine, you want to prevent yourself from getting mpox. So as master sabi somebody drinking pegagine, you are sure for say you don't get mpox or it will prevent, or if you get the mpox you go well, it will many.
Okay, thank you once more, man. So Daniel and meat we don't go around. That if you drink pega, it will make you not get the sick, or it will make you, if you get the sick, it will make you well. So make a very clear that pegagine, the alcohol will be, get any role in preventing, especially if you drink preventing you from getting mpox or from making you should get the sick number you bad one, get any role. However, the sanitizer already be used and the same rationale, the alcohol will be used. But then that one in you hand and you go rubber. And when you rubber and the hand, if you don't touch on cells where the virus is, you can kill the virus. But for say if you drink pega pack, it will make you not get the sick, or make the sick not if you don't bad one, or make you well when you get the sick. No, that is not correct.
So why don't they forbid? Because somebody go and get you say, well this hand sanitizer now alcohol is the maker. So if me drink gin, why not for well back?
So let me understand. The virus, if you don't go inside your system, alcohol not get role there. Yeah. The whole way we talk about hand sanitizer, now if you don't come in contact with it, they don't say the virus in your hand. you apply alcohol-based sanitizer. Yes. Does that mean to say virus they get direct contact with the alcohol? Yeah. But when you don't go inside the system, you don't like blood. The alcohol not get nothing to do with them anymore. Yeah.
So you don't say mpox fever like chicken pox. I will get out contain people there, so we there contain people then. So the way that mpox you can get out uju and all that 15 they take for work and people there. This local way how they take for men this chicken pox is applicable for men so we get mpox.
Okay, so look, the reason why they can go up that uju and people or the other things that they can apply now because we get chicken pox, it will scratch. Yeah. So when you apply something like that, they make the scratch better. Yeah. So, but for mpox, we get something we did you. Yeah. Cream the way you apply. Yeah. Well, feedback like that one. But then the whole way you play it and that will make you scratch too much. Because one of the things that we should avoid we get mpox. For scratch the bonbon. When you scratch the bonbon, it boss. And we boss. And then it's so So where we can see people and we get them, we know we hear but we get something we prescribe where you apply on your skin, it will reduce the scratching so that you know we bust the bonbon and then so food so we can fight. So that local way they now the reason that they make they can apply them things, but better options maybe. So kind of hospital lady masters and people then take care of.
So I know you used talking about say if somebody get mpox, they just need for fair antibiotics then, like erythromycin, doxycycline, deflagyl, fair antibiotic there, they drink them, it well. Is it so?
So Manuel, antibiotic. The antibiotic now medicine they use for bacteria. Medicine against bacteria, that's mean antibiotic. I don't explain say mpox na viral disease. Mean say what they cause them not to bacteria, a virus. So how you go use medicine for bacteria for kill virus? So it no makes sense. Yeah. Now the whole way antibiotics then get and the management of mpox. And for we in the hospital, now people can come, they don't get the infection. They scratch the body, it's in boss. It's also foot in the body. Now that so foot they expose. Bacteria are within the skin or within the environment. You can see them on top of that so foot. And that's in there you give them antibiotics. Not for the virus and for what we call superimposed infections. You get? So for teeth, if somebody gets bump in the body, they don't need for the antibiotic. We will not there for the antibiotic. Just they waste the antibiotic no more. Yeah. So if somebody get bump, send her go to hospital. They want to be severe for take care of them. Not just prescribe or you say, oh, then we don't give Mr. X augmentin. You don't know why they get augmentin. You just say lady person take augmentin. They misuse the antibiotics. So be a family. Not give us antibiotic because you think say get mpox. Mpox is a viral infection. A virus they cause them. Antibiotics not a work on the virus. Yeah. So if you don't know what you will do, send the person go to hospital, make them take care of them for you.
So we don't say these BNTs will encounter vaccine then. And over time, even the terminal COVID-19, they encounter vaccine for the people in Lincoln. We so many talk with plenty people not Lincoln. Same with the corona, we so many talk with people not before they get any vaccine. Now this mpox vaccine will come. And me and the lady talk say, they don't count this back for can kill people. And for can cut we bomb them. Not true. Because one of the masters sabi people and we must don't verify the vaccine before people use and necessary.
Okay, so let make this clear. Now mpox now we get an asylum, not something very new. In 2022 there was a global outbreak. That means to say in other parts of the world. Even in 2003 in America. So this is something where the world on the battle with for some time. And because of that, they all them they are so people and way they make vaccine, not they work on it. So not something new. This vaccine don't day. Usually make the able to now because now we can sample. So this vaccine day And this vaccine don't go through all the stages in way nursing for go through. Yeah. And the one way Master Kabi people them, the WHO and other organizations don't certify say okay this vaccine is safe for you. So now vaccine way safe. Yeah, all medicine, not only just vaccine, all medicine get side effects. But in side effects from the reports we don't get, the pain inside the due, then sometimes they go red small or then they go scratch small. And all that small things that can happen, but they're very uncommon. Headache and other fever, but it's very uncommon. So for the most part, this vaccine is very safe. Very safe. And like I said, not to just know they make this vaccine. Yeah? And now we see them on us. The vaccine is very safe. And people only take them 5 years.
So now I see plenty of people going for that vaccine with the idea that when you take the vaccine, like for example, you go do my man that the business because you get mpox, you know they get them. Not true?
Okay, so you know where I tell you say the vaccine now one arm of prevention. So now the vaccine on its own not to you know enough for you say okay I don't take the vaccine, I can do anything now for the personal protective measures then for still they practice them. So if you still wash your hand, even if you don't take the vaccine, if you still wash your hand, if you still apply hand sanitizer also applicable, if you still avoid direct contact and also multiple sexual partners then we don't know about all that one and they if you avoid all the things because yes, person can take the vaccine. Studies the don't show say and even now says it don't get people we don't take the vaccine, we still get them. What the vaccine they do for you, it will reduce the severity of illness. So if you don't take the vaccine, even if you come in contact with the virus, you know where it will if you don't. You know what if you don't let somebody will not take the vaccine yet. That one they will do for you. Yeah, but for say well I don't take the vaccine now through all other personal protective measures out of the window. That one they not correct. So we are take home point or the main thing one for emphasize, especially on that vaccine, not just the vaccine, continue for practice protective measures and wash your hand, avoid contact, use your hand sanitizer, and also most importantly, if you take care of the person who gets disease, wear your mask.
So I want to ask that question, because now you talk say for wearing mask. So is it one of the advice we as medical people now they give to people there? Or don't begin wearing masks like how they wear during COVID-19?
Well, the advice we are for give now that if you get in contact with somebody who you suspect say get mpox, if I make you wear a mask. We were in the hospital where they see patients then we get them they wear a mask. Because like I say, the droplets, if somebody they talk, the pits come out, they drop on your skin. Or he cough and then the droplets and go by you can get the mpox. So if you take care of somebody, even if you didn't alarm or anything like that one day, if I let you use mask. If you did hospital, you have to use mask.
Okay, so Dr. Joseph Kamara, now the doctor in charge of infectious diseases unit, Connaught Teaching Hospital. Well, before Dr. Rikangiwi in last one, Fambula, our member wanna say, mpox day inside saloon, and the mpox situation across the country from the Ministry of Health and say now 1,432 people don't get mpox across the country, and 1,693 people now they don't well from this mpox here so, and now 15 people don't die from this mpox here so. The Ministry of Health, they call all man for make they remain vigilant and follow the public health guidelines. I'll talk about that we all understand. We want member people and say the mpox situation across the country, according to it in the Ministry of Health, say now 1,432 people don't get mpox na saloon, and out of the 1,432. Now 1,693 don't Well, and we get 15 people we don't die. So now the word that for me and you. Well, we get Dr. Joseph Kamara now. Doctor, time down the between one for make you give people the last word, because now you don't work most part. Nearly all team was airports, and I believe say plenty people go down land. But we'll get your last word as we round up this program.
Thank you very much. So, family, when I start to talk about Mpox, I say something preventable. So the first message is something preventable. So I mean to say the personal protective measures then for wash your hand, for use your hand sanitizer, avoid all them direct contact, hugging and all them things. Before still they use them, because now sickness way preventable. And as another you from Emmanuel, even though yes, the number where they don't call it high, but you also take note say the people are really well from the sick. They are also plenty. So that one itself now, that thing for give you all confidence. Say yes, even though the person can get the sick, but your chances for recover from are very high. And you must have people that they do all their best to make sure say even if you get the sick, you will recover from it. So if you get them, don't forget to go to hospital. The chances of recovery is very high, as we know there, very high. So please make we all watch your neighbor. If somebody hears something, advise them, encourage them. Say go to hospital, you will get the care we need. Connaught today, 34 hospital day, and police hospital day. Then now there's a new center now, Hastings, where they don't open, for people way. Whether you are suspects now or they don't do the test and don't confirm say you get this. So do your family. Yes, this sick way, but a sick way we can prevent, and even if we get them, a sick way, if you go to hospital on time, you know the right.
Okay, so plenty thank you to you, Joseph Kamara, now the doctor in charge of infectious diseases unit now the Connaught Teaching Hospital. We don't help for Rob Motspan. The topic today we will call Mpox. And we know say Mpox currently now in the Monawi inside Mama Salon. Dr. Joseph Kamara don't carry Rob Mot. He don't talk everything but Mpox inside we I Mpox the BA. Well, before we go, our member on our back family for say the Mpox situation across Salon currently now 1,432 cases. And the people who don't well from this Mpox now 1,693, and the people who don't die now 15 people don't die from this Mpox. Then the Ministry of Health they call on all citizens, just like waiting doctor don't encourage we all say, make we remain vigilant and safe for let we continue for practice with personal protect and prevention mechanism, whereas for wash we hand with soap and water. Let we less the way how we do, especially when we get them plenty partners for less the way how you do mommy and daddy business. So also you direct contact with people then. So family now they want that from the master sabi people then. They say while every good thing must come to an end. Now so we draw the cutting of today edition of Waiting the Doctor Say program. And I want to say plenty thank you to Una we watch and Una also way add Una voice to this program. I also want to say plenty thank you to my production crew, especially my producer Joseph Stanley. I want to say thank you to Dr. Joseph Kamara where we do tune at the studio, and we will bring the program come to you. Mina Emmanuel Samuel. So till we meet next week. That's what I will say. Tata.
A place cannot produce poems. It can only not prevent them. And Freetown is good at that, for Freetown has its own sudden elegances. People are slow to leave it, quick to return. And there are others who come for a year or two and stay for a lifetime, sensing that they found a city that is in the world, yet sufficiently on the edge of it to have a different resonance. Let me tell you something about this city. All of us, we're all just passing through, and we've all been here forever. Those who came, those who stayed, those who never returned. Tides turn, seasons change. We've waited and we've watched. But we've always been here. We've always listened. Because there is a different resonance here. It comes from the river, and the land, and the sky.
It's our place, all of us.
This city belongs to everyone.
And you know when it's your time.
And it's our time.
Listen, we are Freetown.
The golden rules of Freetown.
Don't pretend you're something that you're not.
Don't go thinking you're better than anyone else.
Or that anyone else is better than you.
Don't shout about it. Get on with it.
We are Freetown.
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 Yeah.
We found our voice again.
I'm from India and Freetown.
I'm from China and Freetown.
I'm from the UK and Freetown.
I am from Nigeria and Freetown.
I am from home and Freetown.
This city belongs to everyone.
The fishermen,
The taxi driver,
The barber,
the drummers, the dancers.
all of us.
All of us. Everybody. We are.
Israel hits nuclear sites and Iran strikes hospital as conflict escalates. New Zealand's Prime Minister arrives in Beijing for official visit. And the Democratic Republic of Congo and Rwanda agree to sign a peace deal in Washington next week. I'm Beatrice Marshall in Nairobi. Welcome to Africa Live. We'll bring you the details on those stories in just a moment. But first, here's Rama Nyang with the day's business headlines. Rama.
Thank you very much, Beatrice. Here's what's coming up in the next half hour. The International Monetary Fund says Zimbabwe's economy has made significant progress. And we'll explore why Africa's largest exporter of crude oil is introducing new regulations to track oil export shipments. The details and the data of the stories and plenty more coming your way in the course of the hour. For now, though, let's start with the latest in current affairs with Beatrice.
Rama, thank you. And we begin with the latest on the conflict between Israel and Iran. The World Health Organization has denounced attacks on health facilities, calling it appalling and urging both sides to protect hospital buildings, staff and patients. This comes after a hospital in southern Israel was hit by Iranian missiles on Thursday. A senior medical official at the Soroka Medical Center said 40 people were injured due to the strike. While visiting the hospital, Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu said Israel's objectives in Iran focused on the removal of the ballistic and nuclear threat. Iran has denied targeting the hospital, saying it was targeting the Israeli army's telecoms headquarters and an intelligence facility. Meanwhile, Iran's state television said Israel had struck the country's heavy water reactor in Arak, some 249 kilometers southwest of Tehran. Israel earlier warned civilians to evacuate the area around the facility. Let's cross over now to Jonathan Rigev in Tel Aviv, joining us from there. Well, Jonathan, what can you tell us, though, about the strikes reportedly targeting hospitals and many other targets that have been hit by Iran?
Yes, so it happened this morning local time, about 13 hours ago. There were 3 main impacts in Israel, 2 of them in the Tel Aviv area and 1 targeting the Soroka Hospital in the southern city of Beersheba, which is the largest hospital in southern Israel. And as much as we can speak of luck in this incident, there's a lot of luck here because it was only yesterday that the management decided to evacuate the building that was hit this morning due to the fact that it's an old building, difficult to defend, and therefore it was decided that this building will be evacuated completely. There were very few people inside that structure when the missile hit. Had there been tens or hundreds of people, we would be speaking of a different reality today. There were injuries, most of them are minor injuries, and Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, visiting the site, said earlier today that while Israel is looking only for military installations related to Iran's nuclear plan or the ballistic missile plan, Iran deliberately is targeting civilians, first in residential areas, and as we saw this morning, even in hospitals.
Well, Jonathan, you know, Israel has vowed revenge after hospital and other targets have been damaged by missiles. What are you hearing will be the response, and what is the situation where you are?
Israel is vowing revenge, that is true, but I don't see Israel going to strike Iranian hospitals or Iranian residential areas. Israel will continue to strike Iranian military sites, and Israel would have continued to do that regardless of the attack this morning. This is part of a plan. Israel said that it plans to keep on targeting sites belonging to the nuclear plant, sites belonging to the ballistic missile plan, and this would have happened regardless of the attack this morning. Therefore, this is what Israel will continue to do. Strikes on Iranian hospitals, I don't see Israel doing that.
All right, Jonathan Rigev joining us there from Tel Aviv. Well, we've been trying to reach our reporter Isan Kivani in Tehran, but he remains out of reach for the moment. He earlier on shared this vlog with us.
As tensions rise in the region, many Tehran residents have left the capital seeking safety. Yet, amid the uncertainty, stories of kindness emerge. Cities like Yazd have opened their doors. Hostels have been offering free shelter to those fleeing. In a hostel, I met Sadaf, a 25-year-old pharmacist who escaped Tehran. Now she is practicing her French lessons in peace in the heart of Iran.
My friend urged me to take all important and expensive belongings, and she said there were some free hotels in Yazd. She said we could go until dust settles. On the road, we had a lot of stress over fuel and GPS malfunction. We finally got here and they easily gave us accommodation. We've been here for 2 nights. Yazd is much safer than other cities.
Since some people have problems for accommodation, we decided by our hearts to provide those who have difficulty with free accommodation.
From this rooftop, you see 2 realities, the beauty of Yazd and the courage below. Tehranis sleep safely here because strangers said, "Our home is yours." No government aid, just people helping people. Away from the war, news and casualty reports, social media shows ordinary Iranians mobilizing to help. Hotels waived fees. Families cleared out guest rooms in the north. This isn't policy, it's human. This is the Iran headlines miss. No us or them. Just one people rewriting the story. Ehsan Kevani, CGTN, Yazd.
Iran's Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi will meet his counterparts from Britain, France and Germany, collectively known as the E3, for talks on his country's nuclear program. In a statement carried by Iranian state news agency IRNA, Araghchi said he is meeting the delegation in Geneva on Friday. The meeting would mark the first direct diplomatic engagement since the escalation between Israel and Iran. French Foreign Minister Jean-Noël Barrot said European partners were ready to resume negotiations with Iran. Araghchi has so far refused to meet with the U.S. Special Envoy to the Middle East, arguing that Israeli attacks across Iran were approved by the United States. The U.S. and Iran had held negotiations on Tehran's nuclear program for almost 2 months before Israel launched attacks on Iran last Friday. Let's bring in Chris Doyle, Director at the Council for Arab-British Understanding based in London, for more on this developing story. Chris, as we have heard, the Iranian Foreign Minister has confirmed he will be meeting with his counterparts from Britain, France and Germany in Geneva on Friday. What do you think will be on the agenda of their meeting?
Well, firstly, I think the important point is that diplomacy is at least taking place, and we've seen precious little of that in the last 7 days since Israel launched its aggression on Iran. And it's absolutely essential because the possible ramifications of this war for Iran, for Israel, for the Middle East and the broader world are so huge. So on the agenda, one would expect, of course, with the three leading European powers and Iran, that they will look at what are the options to try to kickstart once again the negotiations on Iran's nuclear program that were bombed off the table by Israel last Friday. They would have had a meeting in Oman on Sunday, and that might have hopefully have pushed things forward. But it's so essential now. It's in the interest of European states, certainly, to try to de-escalate, to get to a ceasefire. Ceasefire is really important. I'm not sure what de-escalation quite means in this sort of scenario. And to get these talks so that once and for all, the wider international community will have the confidence and belief that Iran will not go down the path of a nuclear bomb, but also Israel will pull back from its actions, and that we can actually start talking about the future of the region, and also, not to forget, go back to dealing with the ongoing atrocities that are going on in Gaza, which many have forgotten over the last 7 days.
Well, Chris, this meeting in Geneva would be the first face-to-face diplomatic communication with Iran since Israel's attack. How important is this meeting, and what can Europe do to find a diplomatic breakthrough here?
Well, the Europeans have got to work with the Trump White House. I think that's absolutely essential. As yet, we haven't seen the United States enter into the war, but President Trump hasn't ruled it out. So there is obviously a ticking clock in the background here. And if the European powers, through their foreign ministers, can persuade Iran to agree to some form of talks and then give this to